nice mellow evening here on the Drive Time Show, allflavasradio.com, and welcome to the show. And yes, we got lots in store for you tonight. So, hi Leisha, Naturally Lily, how you doing?
I'm good today. How are you?
I'm fine. We just had a bit of a scare, couldn't hear anything in the studio just then, and I thought, oh, what's happened? But it looks like all is running ahead. So thank you for coming on board with us tonight for the Drive Time Show. And I think we're going to kick off with this one today, Leisha.
Mm-hmm.
Stormzy.
Yeah.
He's a grime artist, right?
Yeah.
And he does a lot for the grime scene, as it were. I'm not really into grime and that, so I don't really listen much to it. Mm-hmm. But he has donated £500,000 to the Black Heart Foundation. Would you think about that?
I think that's very good. I think that, especially with the platform that celebs have, I think that's excellent. That's excellent. He's giving back.
Yeah, and it's to the Black Heart Foundation, and they're a foundation that actually helps with education in the arts, health and welfare, sports, and they're there to improve educational outcomes for disadvantaged young people.
Okay.
And would you say that we do have a relative amount of disadvantaged young people in the inner city?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of things that may be available for others that's not necessarily available for them. But I do also think as well that before, when there was things like, youth centres and things like that, a lot of them got closed down and stuff like that. So there's not really much for young people to do when they're not at school and things like that. So, I definitely think that more needs to go into areas where we are at a disadvantage, where students can't, or children can't really reach out and have access to, it's education and art, so like acting clubs and going and making music in studios and things like that. I think that's a really good,
because when we think about it, a lot of the time, when you want to put your children into these kind of things, they can be quite costly, can't they?
Yeah.
So in him having this the Black Heart Foundation, I'll tell you the website that you can go and check it out afterwards, having all these things available, then obviously, as it says, it's there to improve educational outcomes, just in not just in education but in the arts, health and welfare, in sports. It's there for the young people, disadvantaged young people, to get a step up, as it were. And it's so nice of Stormzy to actually donate $500,000 towards the cause.
Yeah, I think that being said, I think his donation is nice. But how do people know that this is available to them? That's the next thing, because I know for my brother, for example, he had a lot of he did a lot of extracurricular activities just because he knew about things that was happening as and when. And I don't know how he found out about those things, but they really did help him go through like holidays and stuff like that. But how were parents gonna be able to access these, this fund? How would they know if it's available?
Well, I guess you go on, like with anything, that you go on and apply for it. It's the blackheartfoundation.org. So that is just one foundation. And I know there are quite a few, because even myself going on today, I looked into The Voice. I don't really read newspapers as well. I don't watch the news and I don't really read newspapers. But in order, obviously, to find out what's going on, in order to help others out there to see what's going on, you got to do a little bit of research, and I found so much stuff. So just that one, in the fact of Black Heart Foundation, they're there to improve education for young people, and so it's really, again, down to parents to dig and find out what might work for their youngsters. And some of these things as well, they're grants that you don't have to pay the money back.
Oh, wow.
And there was one young lady, I don't even have the article here, but she goes in to say how Stormzy and how having that fund really, really helped her to elevate herself, and I think it was up to 250 students that can benefit from it.
Oh, wow. That's a lot,
It's a lot, isn't it? So when we think about that, it's a great platform for young people, and it is for disadvantaged young people as well. So that gives you a bit of hope, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I think it kind of links in as well to what I was talking about last week when we were saying about the COVID generation. I think our young people are at a bit of more of a disadvantage in certain respects. So knowing that these things are out there for them, it's a glimmer of hope, isn't it? It's a nice step in the right direction.
And readily available.
Yeah.
But it's us tapping into these things. Again, I was talking to someone on the phone today, and he was saying that he was really not happy with the superiority of obviously the white race, and how it was a lady, I think she's on a sitcom, and she's a black woman, she's won awards and all this kind of stuff. However, her white counterparts were getting paid a lot more than she was.
Wow.
So he went in on it and, you know, said that what is there for us? But there are actually things outside there for us, but it's us seeking it out and really tapping into it.
Yeah, because I know a few people actually that are within the media industry. One of my friend's brother's an actor, and he started up, I think it was at Marcus Garvey Centre or something like that, with his acting. He used to go there in, obviously, his spare time, whatever. So it is it's obviously a challenge. It's always going to be a challenge, I think, for us. But it's like you said, as parents, we need to be able to tap into those things if we want our children to have things to do. And then when they do eventually decide on what direction they want to go in, then, yeah, we can point them in the right direction. Because I think as well, a lot of the time we use the excuse, oh, it doesn't get taught in schools. These things don't get taught to our children in schools. When actually, school is only there to teach you the basics, and our basics and their basics may not fall on the same page. But we have to start educating our children from home. And if there are venues and avenues that we can take to educate them, then
We will.
I mean, my friend's teaching her son who's 9 how to trade.
Okay, there you go. And that's a great, look, that's a wonderful platform, or that's a brilliant skill to learn, is how to trade. And teaching our children, I always say this, like, you know, I'm a writer, you know, that, you know, I write about various different things, but I say teach from the womb. I've always said it, and I still maintain it. And when youngsters come out, you know, you talk to them, you read to them, and then we train them, because like you said, school teaches young people the basics.
The basics,
But it's that, no, they teach them the bare minimum, how to conform to society. That is what school actually teaches young people. Whereas, like us as parents, it should fall on us to really teach them financial security. But then I guess a lot of parents don't even know themselves because they've had such a basic.
But then that's where we need to educate ourselves as well.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's good to teach our child or encourage our child to have a profession if that's the route they want to go down. Like my daughter, she goes back and forth. From one point she said she wanted to be a contortionist, and then she wanted to be a ballerina, and then she wanted to be, now she wants to be a doctor. But it's encouraging all of those different choices that they're making. And if you want to do that, that's what you want to do. But as a parent, do we know how to point them in that direction? Like, do I know if she did want to be a doctor, for example, what courses she'd need to take and what kind of background knowledge she'd have to have before she even gets to college? Or if she wanted to be a ballerina, do I know, does Stormzy's foundation support little black ballerinas? I don't know, you know. You have to know where to, as a parent, like you said, you have to do the research, you have to know where to tap in. And if you don't know, then go and educate yourself in it.
Hence, this is why great platforms like this are around, so that we can give out that kind of information, because, you know, each one teach one.
Yes.
Right? So if I know something, I'm going to share it with you, you're going to share it with your friends, and your friends are going to share it with their friends. And it has a ripple effect, as has been brought. So the blackheartfoundation.org, they're there to help within. Stormzy has donated £500,000 towards it, and I'm sure that they can still take more donations because, you know, they are a foundation there. But like you said, ballerina, maybe education in the arts is one of the subjects that or areas that they tackle. So why not?
Someone just made a comment. The youth plug, it says, many parents are uninformed about how to help their children, sadly, especially academically. Yeah. And that is very true. I know exactly who the youth plug is. They're at a business that's coming up now, doing something similar to... I think it's quite similar to what Stormzy's, the foundation that he's donated to, helping our disadvantaged youths again.
Yeah.
And I will find the Instagram link and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
But this company, they're going along the same line. So now there's someone there that we know who we can send... signpost people to. But it's very true what she's saying. A lot of parents don't know what's happening, and you get the generic booklet from Haringey, for example, that says, oh, there's an art club and there's a crafts club and there's this and there's that. But like you said, a lot of the things are quite costly. Some parents can't afford it, and other things are only offered to certain people.
Yeah, and this is it. So youth plug, please let us know. Just give us your tag so we can let people know about your website and so forth, and we will gladly share that. So the youth plug, but also thinking on the Black Heart Foundation, and that they have, they're there for us. And they buy us. I always say that, FUBU. I love that. FUBU, for us and by us. Yes. So tap into it, check it out, the blackheartfoundation.org, and we're going to get the other ladies, the youth plug as well. We'll get you that address too. So there are a lot of things out there. It's just a matter of us really tapping into it and making full use of the resources
that are available
and things that are available to us.
Have your phone in on Allflavas Radio.
Oh yes, a nice track there by Lilo Thomas, Love to Settle Down, and also James Brown, Soul Power. I play that track, Soul Power, because we got the power, right?
We got the power.
We got the power. Oh Lord, everything's falling apart in here. Anyway, so we're going to run a competition tonight, right, Liz?
Yes, we are.
And we're going to be giving away an Allflavas t-shirt. If you can continue listening on, obviously, we've had a mention about the blackheartfoundation.org and also the youthplug.co.uk, two great youth organisations that offer incentives for young people when it comes to education, when it comes to the arts, when it comes to all those things. So keep on listening, and I would like for you to list as many organisations that can help our young people, because I will be mentioning some more later on in the show, as much as you can. And the one that comes in and joins us in the chat room and gets the most, you will win an allflavas.com t-shirt. All right, so we're going to come along and say good evening to everyone shortly in the chat room, on Turn It In, and also all around the world. We do have an Allflavas app as well, allflavas.com app, so please, you can catch us on any one of those platforms. So yes, Alicia, so we spoke about Stormzy there, donating 500,000 to the Black Heart Foundation.
Yeah.
Another thing, on the 5th of September, so that's next weekend, or next start end, should we say, is another Black Pound Day. Now, the Black Pound Day is a solution-based approach set to support and grow the UK black economy, and they're thinking of doing this thing once a month. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a good idea.
Yep.
I think that we need to promote it because I don't think a lot of people are aware of it.
Yeah.
Just like not a lot of people are aware of the blackout of the BBC.
Right.
So like we're promoting organisations, we should be promoting things like Black Pound Day. And what exactly is Black Pound Day? Because I don't think a lot of people understand what it is as well. It's,
from what I could gather, it's a company, because what I saw was they have lots of businesses, they have a directory and all that stuff, and they're encouraging growth of black UK economy. So I know from the last one, it started in July, it started this year. So what I gathered was that a lot of what it is on a particular day, which will, the up and coming one is on the 5th of September, is that you do not spend your black pound, because the black pound counts, and it counts even more within our community. So you do not spend your money outside of our community. Now, I think I read a while ago, don't quote me on it because I can't remember the statistics, but apparently the money, say within the Jewish community, I think it stays for about 40 days.
Oh, wow.
Whereas in the black community, it stays for about 2 or 3 hours.
Wow.
So they circulate their money. The Jews circulate, or a lot of other cultures circulate their money within their communities, whereas we don't. So I guess it's just trying to help us to be mindful, to spend our money that we earn, right, our black pound, within our community.
I think, didn't it start as well from the whole George Floyd incident? Because in America, I know their it wasn't called the Black Pound, but their day where they were not spending any money was like the 7th of June or July or something like that.
Yeah, it happened here.
Yeah, and then it came over here. And then the Native Americans did something similar as well. But it's true, whenever we go and get something, a product, we do not keep the money within our community. Now, I don't like to encourage division, because I do think in some instances this does encourage division, but we have to think every other community does do it.
Exactly.
You go to a butcher's, most of the time, if it's a Turkish butcher's or a Greek butcher's, his fellow man is coming and buying from him.
Exactly.
We go and buy hair products from an Asian man, we go and get our food from the Chinese, the Indians, the Portuguese, we go and get our home furnishings from the Swedish. So we do not keep our money within our community, and I do think that is a very powerful thing. I think it does show solidarity, because one thing that we fail, in my opinion, to have as a people is solidarity and unity. As much as we try and think that we do, when you do start a business venture, for example, all your friends come running with their hand open. Everyone wants a discount, everyone wants something for free, and that's not how businesses are made, unfortunately. It's one of those things where, look guys, I've started a new venture, I need your support, can you even if it's a donation here or buy a t-shirt there, if it costs £45, it costs £45. If I choose to give you a discount, that's different. But you shouldn't come to your fellow brother or sister expecting it. As close as you may be. If you're close, then obviously you're going to give that person a discount, aren't you? But when it comes to supporting one another, we fail massively.
Miserably. And that is the point, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's about, the whole Black Pound Day is about building up our economy. So I know on the last one, there were a few businesses. There was one lady, I think she does upholstery products. And she said that she done so well on that day that she was able to get a warehouse where she could actually start working from. And that's what it's all about. And the thing is within our community, if we do this, we elevate each other. But I guess I don't know what the mindset or anything is on that, but it's all about elevation, because if I elevate you, you're again in turn going to elevate someone else, like we just spoke of when it comes to Stormzy and the Black Heart Foundation. He's elevated them, and then we can go in and everyone can tap into those resources.
You know, I do think though, I think it's about the person's perceptions and their positivity. Like, for example, when we do go and spend our money with our fellow man, for example, going to a Caribbean shop, I always use this as an example because they are the best example and the worst. You go into a Caribbean shop, I know I can make this food at home, but today I've chosen not to make it at home. but you're giving me attitude. And that's what it is. It's like, I didn't force you to do this.
Yeah.
You chose to be here. So find your manners and a bit of, you know, customer
satisfaction and
care, and do it without the attitude. Or you go into a shop and you want to get one product and the shop is sparsely stocked, so you do end up going back to the Asian man shop to get your hair stuff because they ain't got it in the shop across the road.
But also it's a matter of, if you're not getting the support, how can you stock up? You know?
Yeah.
So when the penny will drop, and we realise that by keeping that money flowing within the community for a specific amount of time, we're all going to benefit from it, as opposed to me saying, you know what, no, I'll go and spend it wherever I want to. It's strategic. We spoke last week about being strategic, right? And that is one part of it, by building each other up. And in that way, because don't forget that the Caucasian people, they have generational wealth. We are starting from Windrush generation, where they come just with a lot of them with what they had on their backs, right? And there's still a lot of them are ancestors. They've done very, very well and have passed on something for their children. However, we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, I do think though that generational wealth, I know that a lot of the Caucasians and the Jews and whatever, they have generational wealth, but I don't know if this is going to be a controversial thing.
Doesn't matter.
But I feel like some of them also came here with just the clothes on their back and somehow managed to go from 0 to generational within 2 generations. They came here, they stacked, and managed to then leave that legacy for their family. Whereas one thing I feel like we do as a people is we get... and we don't never want to give out. Like Les Brown says it, when you want to receive, you have to be able to, you have to give to receive. You can't hold on to anything. We go out and work a job 37 to 40 hours a week, and before we think about distributing that money to the bill person and blah, 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 we don't think about, what am I going to leave for my children? We don't pay ourselves, and we don't, go and... like what's the animal that goes and collects their little stash for later? Squirrel. We don't go and do that. We just think about the here and now. Whereas I don't think that's what those of other communities. Yeah. They didn't do that. They did think ahead.
And is that because our thinking is different, and our thinking needs to change then?
Our thinking does need to change.
Yeah.
Take, for example, when we came out of we didn't come out of lockdown. We technically are still in lockdown, but when they opened all the shops,
that was quite shocking.
That was shocking. Yeah. The amount of consumers, we'll call them consumers, that all of a sudden were piled outside of the shops to go and buy a pair of trainers or a jacket or a t-shirt that you can order online because you can't try it on in the shops anyway. And it's sad to say, the majority of them that I saw were from our community.
So the thinking needs to change. I love that thought as well, because again, it's all about financial education, right? Yeah. So when we do get paid, dependent, because we're going to touch on another subject a little bit later on as regards to how COVID, we need to be more aware that it's an economic pandemic, as well as it is a health one. Yeah. And this is what we will tackle soon. So we will see you all a little bit after the break, and we will tackle that exact subject.
We'll be right back after the break.
Show Wednesday. The People's Station. Tune into the George Flavors Reggae Show. Wednesdays 9 to 11 UK, 5 to 7 Eastern. Allflavasradio.com. Tell him Yves Lewis say so.
To all quail lovers from around the world, Come join DJ Naiji for 2 hours of solid Creole music right across the genres: cadence music, zouk music, cordial music, lacomet, anything Creole. It will be broadcast right here on Allflavas Radio with your host DJ Naiji with a short year show 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. GMT each and every Saturday. See you there.
You're listening to AllflavasRadio.com.
Catch DJ Laro on Sundays with the Caribbean Party 12 to 2 and the Vibe Show Tuesdays 8 till 10 on All Flavors Radio.
AllflavasRadio.com, the people's #1 station. Best music, the best presenters, the best station.
Please let me make a true confession. I have never been in love before, but since you came in my direction, I've had a change of heart. My girls had come a dime a dozen. I fed them the things they love to hear. I never went wanting for a lover, but I never knew what true love was indeed. Girl, I'm in love with you, sure as the sky is blue. Just let me prove to you, yes, girl, my love is true. Girl, I'm in love with you, sure as the sky is blue. Just let me prove to you, yes, girl, my love is true. I used to be the great pretender. For the very first time, I'm for real. You got me listening to my heart now. You gotta believe how I feel. I'm ready to become the giver. Now that I realize it's give and take. Ooh, your love has broken my defenses. This time I'm not just out on the main. Gotta tell you, baby, girl, I'm in love with you. Sure as the sky is blue. Just let me prove to you, yes, girl, my love is true. Girl, I'm in love with you. Sure as the sky is blue. Just let me prove to you, yes, girl, my love is true.
Okay, yeah, the sweet sounds of Raw Silk, Do It to the Music, and Bernard Wright with Who Do You Love? All right, I'm going to give a shout out to everyone in the chat room. Christy, nice to have you on board, darling. And Delroy Philogene from Hackney, DJ Laro, who will be on from 8 till 10 tonight. Great vibes. Joy McKay, hi mummy, how you doing? Mark Philogene, wonderful show just before. Myself today, Mr. Fix-It, awesome show last night. And also guest number 17 from Birmingham, guest 227 from Bristol, guest 382 London, guest 437 London, guest 621 from Berlin, guest 721, guest 927, and guest 982. And I know there's a world of silent listeners out there. Please come and join us in the chat room as we are running a competition today. So as many organisations that have things available for young people, go on, come and join us in the chat room and have a go. And you have the opportunity of winning yourself a nice Allflavas t-shirt. All right, so I'm in the studio here with Naturally Lily, and we have covered a couple of topics already. So we've covered that Stormzy's donated 500,000 to the Black Heart Foundation,
yeah,
and also about Black Pound Day, which will be coming up on the 5th of September. So really, that would be great if we could be in support of that. We're supporting black business and, yeah, really spending our pound where our pound counts, and that's within our community.
Mm-hmm.
However, another kind of flip side of that, because remember we've been speaking about COVID-19, the dreaded COVID, and that it will bankrupt more people than actually killing them.
Yep, I agree with that statement, definitely.
And what I read was that the incoming pandemic is panic, because a lot of humans are suffering because it's not down to the illness or death, but it's because they're experiencing or worrying on how to pay their bills or the thought of losing their homes.
And then that leads to depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. Yeah.
But then we've had this pandemic. We've had lots of pandemics in the past. We've had the the depression. People come through that, and we've had the plague or whatever, you know. But through all of those pandemics, the worst pandemic was poverty.
Yeah. Right.
So how do people overcome that fear that they might end up in losing their homes or experiencing not even being able to pay their bills?
Do you know what I think it is? I think initially people just thought, oh, it's not going to happen because they're putting a freeze on evictions, they're putting a freeze on mortgages and credit card payments and all of that stuff. And everybody was thinking about what's happening right now. So the 3 months that they said, don't worry about it, people just thought, oh, it's fine, we'll just need to get through the 3 months. When actually should have been thinking about what's going to happen after the 3 months, because as much as a lot of people felt their jobs were secure, oh, that's fine, we're getting furloughed, they have to pay us, they can't fire us. A lot of people lost their job. My friend working ridiculous hours because I think one of the regional managers got made redundant because they couldn't afford to keep them. It's easier to keep lower level managers, and now she's taken on the role of maybe 2 people because the company wants to cut the costs. So no one was really thinking that was going to be a possibility, I think. And then you have got people who were put in a position where now they can't pay their rent because they've stopped the freezes on everything.
Yeah, I read an article of a lady, she was on 6 figures prior to the pandemic, and I think she lost her job it was about November.
Oh wow.
She was up to go for a job interview.
Yeah.
And sadly, COVID came.
Oh, that's terrible.
So she went from 6 figures to universal credit. And, you know, I know that in a lot of instances as well, sometimes can be our thinking, and don't get me wrong on this, that we might have that poverty mindset or that mindset of lack, and sometimes that can work against us. And she used to think, oh, one day she would lose everything, and sadly she did. But still, she's in that position.
But someone like me thinks you are on 6 figures. Why do you not have stacked the next 6 months?
That's true. And do we think like that? Do we just work paycheck to paycheck?
Most of us do, because we're currently not on 6 figures. We're getting there.
Yeah.
But currently, we are not on 6 figures. So you do live paycheck to paycheck. Because you've got your outgoings, and your outgoings most of the time match what's coming in. So even though you actively want to save, which I actually now don't believe in saving in the bank, but you want to save money, you just can't. You don't have enough. You don't have enough overflow, if that's the right word to use, on top of your bills to be able to say, okay, I earn this month every month, this is my outgoings, this is what I'm going to keep back for myself. If you're not earning 6 figures, then no, you don't have the thing to do that. But then she was earning 6 figures and now she's on universal credit, so she wasn't doing that either, clearly.
I think a lot of people as well, we're working really hard, yet we don't pay ourselves.
Yeah.
We pay bill, we pay every Tom, Dick and Harry.
Yeah.
However, we should take out something for a percentage of our paycheck and pay ourselves. Everyone else gets paid, so why don't you? You're the one that's working for it. And I know that a lot of people these days as well have something that's called residual income.
Yes.
Right? So yes, we have our main job, and in some instances you can, by having residual income, you can actually supplement what's going on, but that is, you know, like your little side hustle or
you need to.
like
you can't have one source of income. Not in our society, and especially not now that we're in a recession. Because for people that have jobs, let's put it plain and simple, for people that have jobs, recession will affect them.
Yeah.
Because it comes out of our tax. It comes out of when we go to buy food, the prices of food goes up. Your wages haven't, but everything else is going up because the government have to supplement all the money that they supposedly don't have. So the people that do have a day job a just over broke
job, yeah.
Right? They are literally trying to make ends meet. It doesn't matter if you've got I know someone, she's got, like myself, 2 incomes coming into the home, and you still can't.
You're still
like you're literally just getting by.
Yeah. So it really, I know that Robert Kiyosaki,
I love that
really
book.
is a great leader in the sense of having a financial education. So a lot of the time, because he speaks about consumerism, and he speaks about assets, and also the opposite of assets, the liabilities.
Yeah.
All right, and most of us are working in the liability situation, as opposed to even things like gold. I know there's this thing going around at the moment, and I used to think, why are these idiot like rapper stars got all this gold around their neck? But do you know what, that's an investment. People
need to start buying gold. It's not even a joke,
because it doesn't depreciate.
No.
And even if you buy little pieces, whatever, at least it's there just for, not for a rainy day, because we do have that rainy day fund. But it is about investment.
Yeah, you have to invest in yourself. A lot of people think that, investing is costly, and I can't sacrifice that amount every month or whatever. But it's like what you're saying about generational wealth. That's where we have fallen short, because generational wealth most of the time is come from people making risky investments. And when I say risky, I mean they've taken the risk, the leap of faith, and they've said, okay, I'm going to invest £10 or £10,000 or £10 million, however much they've wanted to invest, is always a risk.
Yeah.
But they've thought about that risk, they've invested in themselves, and therefore they've been able to put that, they've been able to make that generational wealth.
Because it grows, doesn't it, when you have assets. What are your thoughts out there? Would you think about having a second income in the sense of a residual income? And what do you think about paying yourself first when it comes to your bills? Our number 07895 134 713. That's 07895 134 713. And if you are going to text in, you can text in or call in. Please put your name on the text so we can know who you are. All right, so I know that you do trading though, Leash. So and there's something called compounding. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so compounding is basically, say you have a trading account that starts off with £100, for example, and you want to make 5% every day for 90 days. Doesn't include the weekends. With compounding 5% a day, you can turn that £100 into £8,073 in 90 days.
But that's through trading, right?
That's through trading. You're basically doing the same thing the banks do with our money. The bank give us back every year 0.01% of whatever is in our account. Every day I trade 0.01 on a currency, so like the pound and the dollar against each other, and that same 0.01 that the bank's given me in 365 days, sometimes within an hour I've made double that. So not that like I've got £10 million, no, but you have to be, this is what the rich do with their money. They don't keep their money in the bank, because the banks basically use your money to compound and then give you back pittance for it. So I've chosen, like many other people, to invest in myself and my family, and I'm learning how to trade. No, it's not easy. I don't trade stocks, I trade foreign exchange, which is currency. And like you was talking about gold at the moment is amazing. It's at the highest it's ever been, or it was a couple of weeks ago, at the highest it's ever been since 2012.
Okay.
But I think it's one of those skills, if you really, really want to make a difference in your life and you want to do something that you can do in your own time. Like, I still obviously have my day job. I've got a lot of friends that are traders at the moment that have full-time jobs. working like 40 hours a week and they trade in their spare time. It's one of those things where I can put a trade on in the morning and just leave it for the rest of the day. It's so, in my eyes, it's very rewarding because yes, you do have to study. I spend a lot of time studying, and you've been here when I've been listening to my live chats or whatever. But I just love it. I just think if this is how I'm going to buy my house, it's how I'm going to buy my house.
Yeah, but it's just having that option, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that secondary income.
Yeah, that you can, if you invest the time, you're able to do something and see it grow. Because at the end of the day, I say I'm not leaving you lot nothing anyway. I don't mean that. I don't mean it. You know, but no, just because it's all about leaving a legacy for our youngsters. They are, and it was so sad of me to hear my son say, "Mum, young people don't care because there's nothing out there for them," when there is so much for them, you know.
I honestly think like this venture that I've taken with trading is through a company that I is number one in the world. There was in Forbes magazine yesterday, and I honestly think every single young person should learn this skill.
Yeah.
Because even if they have nothing to do, I don't want to go to college, don't want to go to uni, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I mean, one of the guys I follow started trading at 18. He's a millionaire at 24.
Yeah.
He still went to university. He just graduated 2 years ago. But he's a millionaire.
Didn't he? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He used trading to support him while he quit his job at like 20 or something and decided to do this while he was in university. And this person is American, so American university don't cost £9,000.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not cheap. So guys, that's it. Residual income. That's one thing that we're looking at. We are in a recession right now, so we've got to look at ways that, because the rich stay rich.
Yeah.
Even during a recession.
Because trading is recession proof, and so
there
is investment.
There you go. So it's something to think about, isn't it? So we're going to listen to this one here. My mum kindly told me about this lady. Her name's called Etana, and this one's called Ja Chariot. Oh yes, so that was Ciara with Rooted. Absolutely love that song. And also Beyonce with Already. So we've been talking about quite a few things this afternoon, right? Or should I say this evening?
Yes.
And I think that we should touch on, I mean, there's a COVID-19 again. It's such a shame that we really do have to bring this thing into life. But Trinidad and Tobago, they've been removed from the UK's safe travel list, along with Croatia. No. Yes, they have. Which means that COVID has reached the Caribbean.
Well, it was in the Caribbean before, but...
Yeah, but they had very minimal cases, but they've had a lot of people died. Well, they said 12 people here have died from corona in the country as of Thursday. There were 615 cases and 12 people have died.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. So, I mean, when we think of this thing, because the kids are going back to school in September, well, next week.
Next Thursday.
How are parents feeling about this? It's still a really touchy subject.
Well, one lady last week said she's scared.
Yeah.
The corner shop man said he ain't sending his children back. The caretaker for my daughter's school said, I highly doubt many people are going to be sending their children back. It doesn't even look like the threat of fines is going to affect parents, I don't think.
It's about safety first. I guess no travel until next year. I'm definitely just going to keep grounded here.
Yeah. And
George, we hope you're enjoying yourself down there in sunny... you're somewhere in the coast in the UK, Plymouth, that's right. So do you know what? UK, when the sun is shining...
Beautiful location.
It's absolutely beautiful. So really, when the sun's out, we just go up to Springfield Park, right?
Yeah.
And we sit up there
the road
and work on the hill or I was playing tennis yesterday, which was great. It was wonderful. So, you know, it's nice to jump on a plane, but for our safety's sake, isn't it?
I think we get on a plane because it's kind of guaranteed heat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sun, sea and sand. But I think given the current climate, Camber Sands sounds pretty good to me right now.
The sand is lovely.
We went a couple of years ago. It wasn't hot, it was warm, But the beach there is actually quite nice. Felt like I was on a beach in Spain.
There
It's
you
quite
go.
nice, yeah.
And Cornwall.
Oh, Cornwall's beautiful.
Yeah.
Cornwall's beautiful.
So, you know, there are lots of places for us to go in this country. However, I wonder if the prices, what they're like, because UK is quite inflated at times, right? And with all the
and I think given
distancing-
the fact that now we're going through this recession, it might get worse. But I think most people do Airbnb now. Like, I quite like Airbnb for stays away for like house.
Yeah.
Looking at houses and stuff. Yeah.
And
just have to
cottages.
know
We've done
where
a
to
few
look.
cottage holidays, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, we had lots
We've
of
got
fun.
lots of fun, yeah.
Fun memories of cottage holidays.
definitely do.
In the UK. So when the sun's shining here, do you know what? You don't need to really go anywhere else. But Jen, just keep
You can't.
keep in mindful, because even if you're travelling to France, well, now that I think that border's closed.
Yep.
But if you're going to travel there, that you have to isolate yourself for 14 days on coming back into the country.
I mean, that really
It's
upset
okay.
me, because I thought I wanted to go to Paris for my anniversary, and as
Hush.
soon as I said that out loud, the borders closed. I was like, no!
Oh, no.
But yeah, it's better to be safe than have to be.
Yeah. So sadly, Trinidad's on the list of places that we cannot go right now. And, you know, just be
mindful,
safe.
yeah.
Be safe. So, David Lammy, one of my most favourite people, not. Ex-offenders should have a chance to have a clean slate. Now, I really do agree with him on this sentiment, you know. Although I haven't agreed with him on past issues. I think that ex-offenders should have a clean slate, you know, because we all make mistakes, babe.
No. When we're talking about ex-offenders, what type of it? Because there's some ex-offenders that they should just be locked away and the key should be just thrown away.
Right. So what are your thoughts out there, guys? 07 895 134 713. 07 895 134 713. We're talking about David Lammy allowing ex-offenders, or saying that they should have a chance to have a clean slate. And you are right, obviously, in some instances, well, no, but then can people not be reformed?
I think some people can. I mean, I'm just seeing the numbers now. 66.65 million population of what? Is it ex-offenders?
No, 66.65 million population in the UK.
Oh, I was going to say.
But
That's a high
there's
number.
about 11 million people in the UK with a criminal record.
Wow.
I think I worked it out. I was trying to work it out with my math brain, and that's about 6%, right? 66.5? 6.5?
Yeah, 6%.
11 million people with a criminal record. But surely, in that sense...
But you just lumbering a group of people together. There are
Exactly.
so many different situations where someone could become an ex-offender.
Exactly. But the sad thing is, if it's 6.5%, right, that's 11 million, that means that 3.25%, right, employers will not even consider employing them.
Which they're well within their right to say no.
They are.
I just think discretion is down to the employer. I mean, okay, look at it on both sides of the coin. The employer says, do you know what, I'm going to give this person a chance. And this person abuses that chance. That employer thinks, well, there was 10 people who I could have put in your place. I chose you. I'm never going to do it again.
Right.
And then another employer just doesn't even take the risk. That's why I think there's 50% of employers that won't take on an ex-offender. But I do think that they need to be a bit more, not lenient, but they do a bit more investigating. Like, it just comes up, yeah, you've got this on your criminal record. Have a discussion about it. I know a lot of employers, I ain't got time for that, but...
What they were saying is that if, you know, they go up against a judge, they can have their record sealed like they do in the States.
Right.
So that information does not have to be disclosed.
That's what Lammy was saying.
No, that's what the article said. That they could go up against a judge, dependent, I'm sure, on the crime. and they can have their record sealed so that doesn't prevent them. And I mean, even more so now, coming out of COVID, loads of people don't have jobs. It even minimises their chance of getting work ever more, right? Even more so in this time that we're living
Honestly,
in.
I just feel like this goes hand in hand with the conversation we was having last week about a certain type of people being able to get back into society and just be able to get on with their normal life.
Whatever normal is, because I don't think normality exists
anymore,
in this day and this time, because like everything's out the window, isn't it? You know, so I mean, we all make mistakes, come on. We all at one time have made a huge boo-boo.
Yeah.
And are we going to be beaten down for the rest of our lives because
But
of that,
a mistake
especially?
is not the same as someone being convicted, doing time for whatever they did, and then coming out and expecting things to go back to normal. It does depend on the crime.
Right.
What is the conviction for? Are we going to reintegrate murderers and rapists and those kind of people into
society
jobs where they have to work with the public? I just don't think that's...
I think it's dependent.
And in this country, I mean, here we're not like America, whereas if you go down for murder, you're going down for life, you're not coming back out again. Here, you can get 6 years. Do you know what I mean? You've actively gone and taken someone's life, and the judge gives you 25 on good behaviour. Maybe you do half your time, and then we're going to integrate that person back into society and expunge their record. No, I don't think that's acceptable. I'm sorry.
We all have our opinions, don't we? I know, but is it a grey area? Is it a black and white area?
It's black and white. You've committed a crime. In other countries, you would not be back in society. You'd be in a box and be able to walk around the yard once a day. That's what would happen. When you do certain crimes, I believe that you should not.
But you're talking about heinous things.
Yeah, well, this is saying ex-offenders. This isn't saying ex-offenders who have done ABC. Ex-offenders, that's what I'm saying. There's a large
broad
spectrum.
Yeah.
Who is he talking about?
There's a spectrum on everything though, isn't there?
Yeah, it really is.
Spectrum on, it's just never ending. But I guess I don't know. It wasn't clarified or very specific. But I feel that maybe some people that have done maybe something petty, or they were young and they made a slight error of judgment, or through we spoke the other day about joint association, all that stuff. Some of these guys, they're down,
haven't done anything
exactly, but they will come out with a criminal record. And this leads into my next point about stop and search and police powers. Should it be taught in school? Stop and search. There's a Young Lawyers Association on UPP that they says that their organisation. So guys, remember we're running a competition today. This is another organisation that we're speaking about that will aid young people, and they're actually going to work with the Harris Academy. Harris Academy is the old blue one in Tottenham.
There's a couple in Tottenham, yeah.
What was the one? The one on Park Lane? Well, they're going to do a 3-week programme, and with interactive sessions helping people to really... Sorry about the dog in the background, guys. It's not my dog because I don't have one. It's outside. That young people will be taught how to act if they are stopped and searched. I know it's horrible.
So horrible.
But you showed me something today which was shocking.
Yeah, it was shocking. I just think maybe they should teach it in school, to every single school. I don't think they need to... This is one thing as well that they keep on doing, is they just target one type of people when everybody needs to be aware of the issue. So, yes, it is our young black boys that get stopped and searched.
It ain't all them though, is it?
But no, it's not. And I think that in the same non-black schools, because we have managed to have black and white schools in this country, even though we're quite integrated, but in the schools that don't have as many black children in them, there are children in there that may may make a difference. There might be a young English white child that might say, do you know what, I don't think this is right, I'm going to do something about it, and they may contribute to the change. So instead of just educating all the black children about, oh, this is what you do when you get stopped and searched, how about we also educate those who may be the ones doing the stopping and searching, or maybe contributing to the changes in the law, like we were saying last week about the grammar schools being those ones that are a bit more elite.
Yeah.
Why don't we educate them on it? Because they're the ones that can make the change.
Do you think so? Well, but they don't really care, because then if that's the case, they're going to still have to grapple, like it's like a trickle from the top downwards.
No, but
that's something they'll always have to deal with.
But what I'm saying is, if we are going to start educating young ones about what society is happening in society, and we're saying that we're a society where we come together, supposedly, then yes, they should be educated. They might care. We can't make that assumption that they don't care.
It should be across the board then.
Yeah,
saying.
definitely.
What they're saying of this association is that it will be taught in citizenship. I mean, it's such a shame that they have to teach stuff like this, because
it really is.
Financial education, I think, might be a bit better. Or, you know, something that is going to entrepreneurship. I mean, you know, there's so much else that could be taught. And obviously they come into Tottenham Harris Academy to teach it in an inner city again.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, and Tottenham, I must say, has 2, maybe 3 areas. You've got Muswell Hill, the well-to-do people up there, and then you come down to like Broadwater Farm, that area, and not so well-to-do. You know, again, it's the breakdown.
But then look at there have been so many success, and this is one thing that gets so overlooked. There have been so many success stories that have come out of Tottenham. I'm not just talking about rappers and grime artists and Chipmunk. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about success stories where they've come out, they've gone on to be extremely successful, having their own businesses, going on to be doctors, going on to, you know, being very, very successful people.
Yeah. And
they're come and let's teach you how to get stopped and searched into Tottenham. Why?
That's true. I never actually looked at it from that perspective. See, perspective is so important.
It really is.
It's how and where you look at something. Because you know,
it's almost like they're putting into their mind, this is going to happen to you, and this is how you should deal with it.
So like a preparation then.
Preparation for what though?
Stop and search.
Yeah, so it's like what you're saying about the woman expecting, oh, I knew I was always going to be broke.
Right.
Put that in their mind so that they're ready for when it happens. Like you said the other day when we took the children to the park, or not the park, it was a cage where they played football and basketball. And you're like, they're preparing these young boys from young on what it looks like to be locked up in a cage.
It's true.
Why?
And it's only in certain areas. It takes me back, because sometimes I like to really have an abstract view of things, right? But when I saw that cage, the kids playing in the cage, I'd much rather go to a park.
Yes.
Let them play football in the park. There's no cages, it's open, whatever. But within the inner city,
look at where
that
it is.
little space that they can play in, it just done something to me that just came up in my mind. You know, so we're again incarcerated to play within a specific area. So it is conditioning, right? It is a mind thing. And again, it's going back to this whole mindset thing, right? I was in the park the other day, and the young boy, he wanted to go to the toilet, and the guy goes, well, go and use the ladies' toilet. But I said, the toilet's a toilet. He wouldn't go in there. I said, it's a toilet, just go and use it. You know, it's the same thing that you got in your house. You don't have a woman sign on the door, but the conditioning. So I guess when in you saying that, then no, it's not a good idea.
And I don't think it is. I think it's a good idea if it's something that they're going to put out to the masses. I just don't see why they're specifically targeting these areas. And I understand. That's a lie. I understand why they're targeting these areas.
Yeah.
To prepare them for what possibly is going to happen, but they need to be educating those that are going to come out and be the ones that are going to be doing the stopping and searching and putting the rules in place and things like that.
Yeah. So really coming with a different mindset, a different view.
Yeah.
And maybe our young men will have a much more positive, although a lot of them do have a much more positive mindset in the way that they do things, right?
Yeah. You know, before I went to college, I was under the impression that black boys just made music and sold drugs. And then, I know it's really bad, and then when I went into, when I started college, the majority of my peers were black boys. I don't remember, I think there was one white boy in my whole college.
It's very small. I wrote an article, actually, in one of my blogs, and you'll be quite surprised at the statistics.
Yeah.
That they're between, it's African and Caribbean.
Yeah.
But there's a high percentage of Asians that will go into education, but it was only about 4% of white people that actually go into education after school. And I found that quite interesting because it's not what the demographic, or that's not the thought that is pushed.
No.
You know, because it was Asians, then it was African and Caribbean, and then it was another small percentage. It's on one of my blogs.
Yeah.
Check it out, you know. So I'm just going to give a shout out to everyone in the chat room. Hi, Chrissy. Hope you all are enjoying the show tonight. And Delroy Philogene, DJ Laro, who will be on from 8 till 10. And then following me is Mark Philogene. Following DJ Laro is Mark Philogene. Hi there, Kimmy B. How are you doing, my dear? Nice to have you on board, Mr. Fix-It. You can catch Mr. Fix-It on a Friday night when he has a nice kind of dancey, mix-up, mash-up kind of show. Always great shows. And also Norbert from Castries. And Joy, where have you gone, Mum? Where have you gone? I'm going to be playing your song just now. All right? And also everyone else that's on with us, guest 382, guest 415, guest 437, guest 621, guest 721 and guest 927. Now, allflavas.com, they have a show on every single day, 7 days a week with different DJs. And guys, tune in and don't be scared. Come into the chat room. No one has come in and answered any questions as regards to the competition. And the competition is, we just named another organisation that is available to help our young people. So come on win that t-shirt. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying what we're playing for y'all. The song there, done by Gwen Guthrie. And we're having so much fun in the studio that we almost forgot Alive and Unsigned. We're so sorry, guys. So this song here is from Elae Weekes and it's called Warm.
How does it feel so warm? Warm. Crooked picture frames, wilted roses, stained glass window panes. Cup half empty, shame. Emotions raging rage. It's easy to let you go. You're harder to keep around. Can somebody let me know? Let me know. 'Cause love is a battlefield where promises known to break. Can't understand how this feels. How does it feel so warm?
than prophecy. Our future holds us now. Building up energy, dancing in the moonlight. Bravery hammering. Don't you know? Don't you know? It's easy to let you go. You're harder to keep around. Can somebody let me know? Let me know. 'Cause love is a battlefield where promise is known to break. Can't understand how this feels. How does it feel so warm? How does it feel so warm?
Come surf my wave, got drip like ocean. Third eye open, loud pack roll. Reflect when smoking, remember the days I own shit. Nowadays nothing but progress. Create, level, mix, focus. Compress, delay, then process. Master them, I heal them, my like Hotep. Mine on goals, sidestep those who uphold. Shoot them down like vulture. If it ain't money we talking, that's time wasted. I just want work, I don't want waiting. I just want perks. Don't go church so I don't sing praises. Man, just lay my verse. Let the vocals work, collect on the earnings and lay it. Patience, don't know it's all about patience. It's all about the patience. Taking my time, never in a rush. Keep it on the high. Patience.
See me grinding for my freedom. Too many lies and I see them. Now we say he's your day one till the day comes. Was a cheap and I don't believe him. I just stay in my zone. Stay on my J's and my J's. Open my third eye, spectrum clear. Can't take my spirit away. On top like it's bird time. Emphasis on my third time. Second and first on my firm grind. Can't lose like I'm cheating. Go hard to this whole time. And even then, I know I go far like zone 5. Catch me on my own vibe. Chatting BL, independent, no cosign.
It's all about the patience. Taking my time. Never in a rush, keep it on the high. Patience. Patience. Taking my time. Never in a rush, keep it on the high. Patience.
And that track there was by Black Lotus, Cloud, featuring DiCarlo. Wow, I cannot believe how quick the time has gone tonight. And we have covered a lot of subjects this evening. And as regards to our young people, but I'm just going to give a shout out to all of the DJs here on the show, on the station, because you are all doing such amazing jobs. And, you know, this station, they play a variety of music. They have a variety of current affairs, live interviews, worldwide interviews, and that we are our worldwide station, allflavasradio.com, and it's wonderful to be such a part of it. So George Flavors, Sour Malaysia, would like to give you a great shout out. And so we're going to just answer the phone here, okay? Hello?
Yeah, Mommy. Your show rocks.
Thank you very much, my love. Thank you. We hope you're enjoying it.
Hello, I've just phoned in for the competition.
Okay, what organisations for young people have you?
You said the Black Heart Foundation, Stormzy.
Yes.
£500,000.
Okay.
The Black Pound.
Okay.
And also the Stop and Search.
What was the organisation? Do you remember the organisation?
What was the organisation? Help.
Don't worry.
No, I can't remember that one, but it's to do with lawyers or solicitors.
Excellent. Well, if there is no one else that calls in or texts in, you may well be in for winning that T-shirt. Okay.
Excellent. And quickly say something. You got to say something. Oh, gosh. And everybody's saying that your show rocks.
Your show rocks so good.
Thank you very much. We love you.
Excellent. Always okay. Thank you for
Take
having me
care,
on.
guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, so DJ Laro, who's on from 8 till 10 tonight, and then also DJ Mark Philogene, who is on from 10 till 12. We're going to holler out DJ Slim, great show on Friday night, and also Charlie Muir, Mr. Fix It, awesome show last night. You can find Mr. Fix It on a Monday, and also a Friday and a Sunday. Like I said, this station calls... sorry, all of the calls are coming in right now, so we will get back to that. Hello.
Hello.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm well. I've enjoyed your show.
Thank you very much. Are you calling in for the competition?
I am entering the competition, but I only want to talk about the stop and search.
Okay. What are your thoughts on that? What's your name?
I
know it's you, Mummy. I know it's you, Mummy. It's okay. Yes.
The stop and search was brought in by the new Metropolitan Police Chief, Cressida Dick.
Okay, that's who Miss Dick was. Okay.
That's correct. And so therefore, the proportion is really, to me, and I am claiming and I'm owning, this is my thought, that it's an act of racism for so many black boys to be given a criminal record when they have done so well.
I hear you, because I didn't understand your message, but now it all makes sense. So it's, like you said, it's mind manipulation on the part of the Metropolitan Police in order to, is it more or less to have a situation that is in the States now? Do you think that that's going to happen over here?
It has been happening for many, many moons.
Okay.
What's been done in the dark is now just coming to the light.
Okay.
And so therefore, there is now no stopping if we intend to carry on and to make sure that our history that they have given us doesn't repeat itself.
Right, so we're the ones that have to make that change.
So therefore, the change comes from within.
Yes, yeah.
Not without.
So we are hoping to do that. I mean, there are lots of platforms now, which is amazing, really, that we can tap into again. And, you know, not hopefully, we will. We will slowly, it's a bit like a sculptor, isn't it? That chips away and comes out with something really beautiful. What do you think?
Like Maya Angelou said, we've been chipping away for years. We just have to get better.
Yes.
Better at chipping.
Okay. I totally agree with you.
I understand that Black Lives Matter. But then it matters if you're not one who starts a program and then give up halfway through. And that's what's been happening throughout the years. We get so far and then we quit.
Absolutely.
And right now, we should be saying, these are the last days, so there's no quitting.
There's no time.
Steam ahead.
Absolutely. We totally agree.
And to let you know, I have been thoroughly enjoying your show. I'm one of the silent listeners, but I've been enjoying your show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And did you want to join the competition, or your thoughts
I'd
are
like
amazing?
a T-shirt, but I'm not really familiar with Stormzy or what's happening. So that's why I'm learning from listening to your show. Last week I learned all about the BBC, and I'm now learning about the days that there's going to be a black movement of things happening. Please continue to give the information, because the fact is that these information's out there, but nobody's hearing it.
Okay, well, we will continue to do that, and thank you so much for your call.
You're welcome.
Okay, take care. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And it's so true, isn't it? It's about continuing a movement and continuing in elevating and raising the level of awareness, what is actually going on within our community. And again, we thank you so much, Allflavas Radio, to be a part of this and enabling that to really take place. So just shouting out, George Flavors, DJ Laro is on tonight from 8 till 10. Mr. Fixit, DJ Slim, DJ Nige, Mark Philogene, who also is on from 10 to 12 tonight. Ninja Man, Lloyd, Club Zook, we're really, really sorry to hear of your loss this week, and all sympathy and condolences go out to your family. John J.E. and DJ Caddy, who has a show that tackles counselling and therefore so forth on a Thursday night. So thank you guys, and all of your partners that are in support of you. And yeah, let's elevate, let's rise up. And this is a part really where we will go into that the universal laws, and I'm going to look into one now, and let's have a one that corresponds with, here we go, the law of cause and effect, Leash.
Yes.
Attract what we believe we are worth receiving.
Yes.
Right? So the law of cause and effect. It's a bit like that woman earlier that said that she might lose everything, and she did. What we think is what we become. Law of cause and effect.
Manifestation.
Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's what we manifest will come to fruition. If you say something enough, that's what becomes your reality, isn't it? You can speak it into existence.
Absolutely.
Speak it, and she did. She spoke negativity into existence, sadly, because she was in quite a good position. But I do think we have that power of the mind where we can make things happen.
Absolutely. And for myself, it's true fact. I do it. I've done it so many times and seen things that I speak out. I'm like, I'm doing this, I'm doing such and such. And you know what? Work in line with it as well. You can't just say it and just sit back and expect things to happen. It doesn't go that way. But cause, you're the cause, because we are all energy. We are all energy. All right? So we're the cause. We're positive or negative, one or two, because there's no other one. There's no in between. And we make it happen.
Yes.
Right? So just think about that, guys. And you've been such a great audience tonight. Chrissy, Delroy, DJ Laro, Joy McKay, Kimmy B, Mark Philogene, Mr. Fixit, Norbert, DMC, Guest 415, Guest 437, Guest 621, Guest 927. We have come very close to the end of the evening. And we're also going to shout out that blackheartfoundation.org again, but also we're going to shout out the youthplug.co.uk as well. So check out those organisations. They're for our young people, they're to help them, and that's what it's all about. Remember, elevating and taking ourselves to a higher level. So we're going to leave you with these ones here, a song by Ladisi, and also I've got a special one there for Mummy, okay, as we're finishing. So we're just going to play this one first.
Hi, I'm Heather Hayward, and I'm tuned to the Drive Time Show with Wimbo and Naturally on allflavasradio.com. Woo! Go there, girl.